Welcome to Married to Portuguese. On each episode, my English-Irish husband, Bob, and I discuss and laugh about our life and adventures in the Portuguese culture. Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Bom dia.
And we're back.
And we're back again.
Yes. Well, so I thought today we would kick around a topic that I'd come up with over the summer. I don't know what was making me think of it, but I was thinking of food memories.
Yes.
And it's been a couple of months since I had this brilliant thought. But I was eating something, boy, that really makes me think of being back on one of the islands, San Miguel. Mm-hmm. So I thought it might be fun to kind of talk about what do you eat that you go, oh, I feel like I'm
Well,
back.
I mean, since you're married to Portuguese, I'm going to throw that question back to you. What do you enjoy or what do you eat that makes you think of being in the Azores?
So that's not fair. So I'm going to
I think it is.
Scramble to come up with an answer.
Oh.
But I have a few.
Uh-huh.
There's a spice, and I don't know which one it is, that is a stronger flavor in like the linguiça that we have there. Mm-hmm. That I smell it when it's cooking, I taste it, and I don't always pick it up in the linguiça or chorizo that we get here.
I think it's not only the paprika, I think it's also the safflower.
That could be.
Which would make that even more prominent. But it's definitely the paprika.
But I would have to say bacalhau and cheese.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking right now of the cheese shop next to the market in...
the king of cheeses.
Yes, I'm thinking of that shop in particular.
In San Miguel.
Yes.
Yeah.
The smells there, the aromas.
Oh, yeah. It comes up outside the door. You don't even have... You can even be outside the door in the road, and you can smell the cheese already.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So when I have a stronger cheese, it makes me think of the king of cheese and being in that shop. And again, codfish really makes me think of being there. And I don't even think we even have codfish that often when we're over there.
No.
But it makes me feel like I'm over there.
I think the one dish that we do have every time we are there, it's the codfish with cream. The codfish bacalhau com natas.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's just so good. That's right now. It's one of my favorites. It really is one of my favorite dishes right now.
Yeah.
So we always seem to make sure we have that when we're there.
You know, and when we were doing the event at Central Market, now I'm going to blank, one in each location, once in Houston and once in Fort Worth particularly, I had a bite of something, and if I closed my eyes, I could have been back on San Miguel. And again, and either of those meals could have come from a restaurant. They were that good and that well prepared, but they hit the flavor right in one of those courses, and it was just terrific. It was just terrific. But there's certain foods that we like to eat that we'll say secondary food memories, like a pop sack with cheese.
Oh,
with
bread with cheese, yes, and
butter.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
see how we said that together, and butter. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Again, it's over the top to add butter when you already have such delicious cheese, but
the butter is so good too.
You just have to.
You got to do the two together.
I forgot to tell you when we were at Central Market in Fort Worth, they had the cheese from San Miguel.
Yes. On
the table, and some of the folks at the table were asking me about it, and I said, well, it's like Kerrygold, and they quickly corrected me and they said, oh, but better. But
Thank
better.
You.
There was no prompting on that.
Oh
one.
yeah.
But definitely the fresh dairy.
The fresh, yes.
And for you, I know
yogurt.
The
yogurt. My God, yogurt. I love, and you're right. There is a bakery in New Bedford that when we go to pick it up, if we buy fresh pops, and we get there, that it's coming out of the oven, they serve it to us in these brown paper bags. If it's not warm, they give it to you in plastic bags. So we know when we get those pops being given to us in brown paper bags. Oh my goodness.
I know where I'm going tomorrow morning.
Yes. That, I'm just going to say it. Again, we can say these names about people and places because we're not getting paid to say any of this. So we're saying this because we want to and because we love it so much. So we went for the breads to, go ahead.
Goulart Square.
Goulart Square. And that is in the south end of New Bedford, in an area that I grew up in. And, that when we want to have bread that comes out of the oven like that, fresh and warm, and the smell, the texture, you get it home and it's still warm, that you it goes, and you open it and there's still steam coming from it. So when you put the butter on, it melts, and then the cheese is just like I'm back. Yeah. I'm back in San Miguel.
And to be fair to our friends at Holiday Bakery and Sunrise.
Yes.
Great products there too.
Yes.
We are happy when we get any of your cakes, or baked goods, or any of that.
Yes.
It's just that a family favorite has become Goulart Square
for the
pops.
And she makes a real amazing Ponta Delgada also. But they only do that on certain days. I don't know if it's Friday or if it's Saturday. I don't think that. But it was like the best brioche bun with the coconut egg cream on top. It was out of this world.
Yeah.
So good job, Susan. Good job.
But back to when we were at yogurt because...
I mean, when I am in San Miguel, their fresh yogurt is out of this world. It's out of this world. And then it comes down to, again, the dairy. We have these beautiful, happy cows roaming in those fields, and they produce the most amazing milk. And with a higher fat content, which is, which gives us this most amazing cheeses, ice cream, butter, yogurt, and I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. But I love that we had that pineapple in both occasions that we were when we were in Texas.
The pineapple.
Having that pineapple, it was like, whoa, I'm in San Miguel. That pineapple was just... Yeah.
But another food memory, just thinking of food memories in general. Now, whenever I have Madeira wine or Carne de Spit together or separately, I think of the feast.
Oh, definitely.
Just immediately transported to the feast and our friends there, and what a great time.
Oh, we have friends for life there.
And that's a great food memory.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I can't wait to get to Madeira. We keep talking about, we're always talking about season 3. We've been talking about season 3 since season 2 went nationwide, of where we're going to go, where we're going to film, what we're going to do. And Madeira comes up all the time.
Madeira is going to be a private trip for us.
Oh, before we film?
Before we film.
I think so.
We'll get there.
I think so.
Hopefully next year. We're just determined.
We're determined. We are.
We're going to get there.
We'll get there.
And I was thinking of, food memories from your mom when we first got married. And, as we've said before, we were living in a 3-family, and Maria's parents were on the first floor, and we were on the second floor, and then Maria's sister Isabel was up on the third floor. And Maria and I were both working retail at the time, and we were working opposite shifts. And I remember I would get home some nights at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and Maria's mother would be waiting up for me with a big green bowl of soup that she made for me.
Just for him.
Specifically for me.
I think I've mentioned this before in another podcast. She would yell up the stairs, "The soup is for him, not you." She loved him that much. She really loved him.
Yeah,
she loved him.
It would be a bean soup, but she'd puree the beans.
Yes.
So the soup was creamy from the beans.
Very creamy. That's exactly it.
And there'd be bits of like chorizo or linguiça in there.
And carrots
and potatoes.
Yeah,
and
just
it was
all great stuff.
Oh my gosh, and that's just a great.
That's a great food memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially for you, because it was just for him. And if I tried to have some, he wouldn't let me. He's like, I'm going to tell your mother.
Well, yeah, the soup was for me, and this podcast is about me.
Yes. Oh, and let's say something. I got to say something now. So we're in Texas, and what do we hear? We hear people in Texas talking about this podcast and how much they love it. So it's being heard everywhere.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. We appreciate it.
So, and I think, going back to food memories, of other places that we've been to, even outside the U.S., the soup that we had in Florence.
Oh, which was a bean soup as well.
Also a bean soup.
Farro. It was a
farro.
farro.
That's it. The farro soup was tremendous. I think there's something about bean soup that just
And there was a puree in it, and I'm enjoying it. And I said to whoever it was that served, I said, "There's a bean puree in this, isn't there?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't, like kind of." But I'm smelling it, and I'm like, I know that there was a bean puree, why it was so creamy, and why, because, we're used to our bean soups, also the beans being pureed in there as well.
Yeah.
So, but that was one that was an amazing soup. But when we had it in Italy, it reminded me of my mom's
and it's
soup.
that's a Northern Italy recipe.
Yes.
So if
Very
you've
rustic.
been to Rome or further south, you probably wouldn't have run into it.
No.
Another food memory that's developed for me now is if I have gelato, I'm not thinking Florence. We love Florence too, by the way. I'm not thinking Florence. I'm thinking of Ponta Delgada.
Oh.
Because we're always downtown, and we will stop for that. And a fully loaded hot dog, and I mean a fully loaded hot dog.
Oh my goodness.
I'm thinking again of Ponta Delgada.
Wow. Yeah.
For
Yeah, the gelatos. Yes, again, incredible. Ice creams, gelatos, all of that stuff is fantastic there.
And an 8-ounce beer in a bottle.
Yes! Tiny little bottles.
Still remember our first time over there, we stopped at one of your cousins. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning. We were going to meet up and head somewhere, and they're like, "Oh, Bobby, would you like a beer?" I'm like, "It's 11 o'clock in the morning." And they're like, "Oh, so what?"
So what? Yeah.
Okay, I'm on vacation. Why not? It's only 8 ounces.
Yeah, it's only a small little...
it's like a 4% beer, it's like a Carlsberg or something.
Yeah.
But, that was fun. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Was that a Superbock?
No. That was a Carlsberg. The label's Carlsberg. I'm not a beer connoisseur. I don't.
Yeah.
I like a light beer, and I like a wheat beer. Occasionally a Guinness. Nothing bitter, sour.
Yeah.
So I like probably whatever the least expensive beers are. If it's ice cold, that's for me.
So he's a cheap date, guys.
I am a cheap
He's
date.
a cheap date.
Cheap date as far as beer is concerned. And so, yeah, I mean, those are my Portuguese food memories.
Those are your Portuguese food memories.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah, some bacalhau, some bean soup. Wash it down with a cold beer. Have a gelato afterwards.
And a hot dog later on at night.
Yeah, just to help you sleep. Yes. Just to help you sleep. So
I'll help you sleep. I cannot. I don't know about you, but I can't eat late anymore. What's happened to us, Bob?
I sleep like a baby.
I can't. If I eat too late, I can't fall asleep. I have a hard time falling asleep now.
That has nothing to do with food memories.
No, it isn't. I'm
Except
sorry.
except you have to remember not to eat late. I guess
There's my food memory. There's my memory there. Yeah.
I think it's time to call it quits.
I think it is.
Excellent.
I think, guys.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. We love that you love us as much as we love doing this. Okay. Have a great one.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'd love to hear your ideas for topics. Ciao.